Hey gang, today we're going to look at prime factors and exponents, which is lesson 14.4 in our textbook. So essentially what we're going to do today is write out our prime factorization, and when possible we're going to use exponents. So today, not really anything new. We're going to start out with making a factor tree. So we make a factor tree so that we can find our prime factorization. After we make our factor tree, we circle all of the prime numbers in our factor tree, and then what it means to write out prime factorization using exponents means that I'm going to write it out in standard form, and I'm going to use exponents whenever I can. So that's what step 3 is. So step 3 is really the focus of today. Alright, so let's just take a look at some examples. Like I said, first thing we're going to do is write out the prime factorization, and so first step said to use a factor tree. So I'm going to make my factor tree for 45. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 is a prime number. 9 can be broken down into 3 times 3. So you can circle your prime numbers. I'm going to use a highlighter because that's a little bit easier for me. So I'm going to highlight my prime numbers. So my prime factorization is going to be 3 squared times 5. So when I write out my prime factorization down here, 3 squared times 5, that means that when I do 3 times 3 times 5, I should end up with 45. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 5 is 45. Alright, let's move on to 16. So when I do my factor tree, I should have 4 and 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 can be divided into 2 times 2. 2 times 2. Oh, sorry, that's a goofy 2 there. Alright. Excuse me. Again, 2 is prime, so I'm going to circle it. 2 is prime, circling all of my prime numbers. So if I'm going to use exponents here, I can say that 2 is my base, and my exponent is 1, 2, 3, 2 to the 4th power. So remember, everything that's on the together slide, you should have written down in your notes. So at this point in time, double check to be sure that you have all of this written in your notes. Alright, next we're going to do a U-try problem. So you can pause the video right now and find the prime factorization of 36 and 64. Alright, let's see how I did with the prime factorization of these two. For 36, you should have the prime factorization of 2 squared times 3 squared, and 64 is 2 to the 6th power. Okay, so again, we got that by breaking up 36 until we ended with only prime numbers, and 64 until we got to only prime numbers. And I used exponents when I could. Alright, for tomorrow, be ready to do the prime factorization of these 3 numbers, and we'll see you tomorrow.